What's up, people? My name's Waymer, and this is the Everyone But Us podcast, episode 5. Make some noise!
You're listening to the Everyone But Us podcast, straight from the heart of London.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
We're
rocking and we're rolling. What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Everyone But Us podcast, episode number 6. If I'm not mistaken, is that right? Yes.
Right, yeah,
You are
six.
correct in your
Episode number 6. My name is Lewis, aka Don Gino, the first. Don't forget it. Don't fucking wear it out. Yeah, off of my fucking head. On my right, we have Mr. aka Wem Dizzle,
Thank you.
the guitar extraordinaire.
That's nice.
Black Scotch. Oh, that's nice. I was going to get to the hard, the nasty part
I'm
there.
waiting for the cuss.
Black Scotch, just like the Sasquatch. And of course, we've got the man from Death Row Records, the man who's behind the fucking cameras and behind the fucking PC, making the sound all good and shit. Suge fucking White.
Suge White!
Yeah.
Steve BDF. So welcome, everyone. Let's give it up.
Hey, what's up, man?
So, what's been happening, everyone? What's been going on?
Well, should we introduce our special guest and then...
Yeah, we could do.
Bring him in the conversation?
Wow.
We've got a very special guest today.
Very, very special.
We've got like a special interview. We're going to be talking to someone who a lot of people in the scene will probably know, have seen on stage, and have been. What else could I say?
Seen him in the pub.
Yeah. Seen him out in the alleyway, fucking smoking,
AKA
Yeah.
Dynamo.
Yeah.
doing magic tricks part time.
I was going to bring that one out later.
Bring it back out again later
Sport
on.
it now.
Fucking made me laugh, that dude.
Yo, we've got fucking Joe Majury doing a special interview with us, and if you don't know who Joe Majury is, he is the ex-bassist in Cold Hard Truth. So give it up, for fucking Joe.
What's up,
Oi,
Joe?
oi.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, all good. Bit fucking tired after work, but yeah, no, good to be here. Cheers for
Mate,
inviting
we're all-
me down. It's a pleasure to be here with you all.
It's an experience, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
You forgot to mention that he's also a good the new guitar player in Last Orders.
Oh, that's right. Last Orders Hardcore, not the Last Orders Far Right band, C. Kyle. But yeah, he's playing guitar
Fuck me, I thought it
for...
was a fucking Nazi version. I'm disappointed now.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what he told me when I joined. But
I know, mate. We should do a Louis Farrakhan fucking band instead, now, innit? Like, yeah, he's playing guitar in my new fucking band. Was you playing bass in Tantrum as well?
yeah, I did a bit of bass in that, along with many other people, I think, as well. But yeah, did a bit of fill-ins for a few gigs.
Do you know what? I never knew you played guitar, until Last Orders.
Yeah, no, I don't really. I just like sit at home. Like I used to play guitar at home and stuff, just because you get a bit of distortion instead of like just sat there drop C bass like boom 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 playing beat down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just been playing guitar for a few years, and then got a guitar a couple of years ago, being housebound and that. We'll get into that, and then yeah, I just thought, well, the songs are going to be easy enough for me to have a go of it, so I thought, yeah, why not? Like, switch it up. It's different music to Cold Hard Truth, and then I thought, let's go for a different instrument as well, like a whole new challenge sort of thing.
No, that's cool, man.
Right.
Sick, mate.
So your next band, you'll be a drummer.
Yeah, hopefully. Or saxophone's an instrument I've always
We need a
admired.
saxophone.
Yeah.
We need, like Murphy's Law, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
geez, that'd be amazing. That
there's not enough
saxophone.
band with sax anymore.
Know it.
Name that tune.
I'll be more like that was
Careless
that was
Whisper,
Careless
George
Whisper.
Michael.
Yes.
I'm gonna get a saxophone and be like that geezer at the Lost Boys. with my shirt off on stage.
Have you seen that clip going
That'd
around
be
on
the worst
YouTube?
thing ever.
Oh, that
With the-
Slayer one. That's fucking...
What one's that?
There's, isn't it George Michael and Slayer?
Nah, the one I've got, the
Seasons
guy
in
just-
the Abyss.
No, I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Is that the
mate.
one with the geezer going into like shopping malls?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
He
Like,
goes
and
into
he's,
shopping
I think I've
malls
seen
and
he's
this
just
one.
going fucking ham, like in the middle of a shopping
Yeah.
mall in America, just fucking playing that saxophone bit.
I ain't seen that.
Nice quality, mate.
If I was gonna learn saxophone, that'd be the first song I would learn. Definitely, I reckon.
What, Careless Whisper?
Yeah, man. That's
I'd
like-
learn Baker Street.
What's
you know.
that? You are showing your age now, man.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Wasn't that a one-hit wonder, that tune?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who did it. Who did that?
I can't remember it. It's just like
You
70s
brought it
tune,
up.
isn't it? It's one of those tunes.
I've listened to the radio before, all right?
Yeah, it's a proper
Fucking
radio
hell.
tune you hear on like Magic or something like, and you go, oh yeah, I know that tune, but I don't know who fucking actually done it. Like,
Radio 2, Drive Time.
yeah,
There you
the
go.
words
There you
now.
go.
that's
I
it.
don't know.
shit.
I
So,
only- I
um,
remember the fucking saxophone bit pretty much. That's it. Like,
Yeah,
Saxy.
something about Baker Street.
Saxy. So yeah, what's been happening? What have we been doing since our last podcast with TRC? What's
You
been
know
happening?
what? I was cleaning out my loft, and I come across some CDs. Have you guys done this, whereby you'll be going through your old shit, and then like you'll find some CDs or old tapes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh shit, I remember this. I remember this.
yeah.
I saw. I ain't afraid to admit it. The Green Day, is it Doogie album?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to bang that album hard all the time.
No,
It's
I
quite
did, man. When I was
embarrassing.
about
I
14, I was fucking.
Yeah.
I used to play that album all the time.
Pretty
But
sure
you know,
that-
you get to a point where you're like, oh, I'm not listening to that no more.
Yeah.
It's not hard enough.
Yeah.
But I threw it back on, and I've been banging it. There's a couple of bangers on that album, man. I've been listening to. Have you guys got any cringy shit that you can?
I think that's a solid album, to be honest.
It's
with you.
a solid album,
To
isn't
be
it?
fair, I don't think I've listened to it in about fucking 15 to 20 years, but that's solid, man.
Oh, have another listen, man. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, man.
I think, do you know what? I got it on tape. I had it on tape. I taped
But
it
you got
with
a
my
tape
mate when I
recorder
was
in your
about
car,
14.
so you're alright. You can play
I
it.
haven't listened to no cringy shit, but like, remember when we went to fucking we went on the Prowler tour with the Weekender with Ironed Out, and we was at Gilleen and after
Yeah.
the show,
And we had
and we
the.
were playing with video on Spotify and that. But like
Yeah.
Michael McDonald tunes, I've been just banging that recently. I listened to all this.
Michael
fucking
McDonald was
shit.
a G,
He's
man.
a
We're
G, man. Like he's, I don't want to say it's cringy,
Is that the
but it's
geezer?
like,
Is that the geezer who sings like this?
No.
yeah, no.
Am I thinking of someone else?
Anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
things will never be the same again.
I've
That
got to
shit,
start
yeah.
coming
Oh.
back.
Do you know that?
I know that song.
Brothers, is it Brothers Doobie? Is that the man he was in? Is that what they're called?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know,
know, man.
I thought it was just
I don't
him.
know.
But yeah, he done a. I can't remember. I can't remember the tune. It's on fucking YouTube. But what's that fucking geezer? There's a video with it's not Chevy Chase. It's that other fucking 80s famous
Chevy Chase,
80s
you're going back now.
famous 80s fucking actor. He was in City Slickers. What's that fucking guy's
City
name?
Slickers.
What's that
I
guy's
can't
name
even remember
again?
what that film.
What,
film
with
was.
Billy-
I remember the film, but
Don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, there's a tune with him and they're all in the video. They're all doing some fucking proper 80s fucking shit. But the tune's banging, man. I've just been banging that recently. Like, then the old fucking YouTube, you're getting into it, then all of a sudden it's like some DVR fucking Joe Wicks of it. And I'm Joe Wicks, fuck off, you mug.
80s pop was fucking dope.
Yeah, man.
No,
Come on, man.
No
You
doubt it
fucking
was.
80s
mate.
pop was dope, man.
80s, everything was pretty much like on point, I think. To me, anyway. But then you're talking to like the number one 80s fucking hair metal
True,
fan.
like, true.
Yeah, but I'm talking pop. You're talking
Yeah.
glam.
But fucking even like hip hop for me as well.
yeah.
I got into. I'm not fucking massively into hip hop by any standards, but I got into it by raiding my brother's vinyl collection. My brother's 9 years older than me,
Yeah.
so I just went through his vinyl at one stage when I was about 14, 15. Pulled out Public Enemy,
Yep.
Run DMC,
Yeah.
Cool Mo D, MC Shan, fucking Boogie Down Productions and all that kind of stuff, and I just fucking played it all to death.
You recently went to Run DMC, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Oh, shit, what was that like?
It was alright, but
Oh, that was that, where was that?
Hammersmith, was it?
Hammersmith,
Yes.
yeah. not that I can chat about anyone getting fat, but Run got fat.
I think he needs to fucking run, doesn't
Oh,
he?
Keezy does need to run, man. He's got one of them granddad necks that comes down like that now. You can't see it, but you know what I mean.
He's a multi-millionaire though. He
Yeah,
must have
fuck
thought,
it.
fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's eating bare Twinkies like the fucking
Yeah.
copper in fucking Lethal Weapon, isn't it? Like,
DMC though, DMC looks the same as he did fucking 20 years ago, just without the glasses.
What was the crowd like? Was it?
It was weird. It was like it was sort of like I was hanging around waiting for my girlfriend at Hammersmith station, and while I was waiting, I was just observing the people hanging around, right? And there was like geezers with pints in their hands, with fucking big pot bellies, grey hair, Guns N' Roses t-shirts, and I thought this is going to be the same crowd that I see when I go to watch fucking Poison or something. Do you know what I mean? It's the same fucking crowd, and it pretty much was, man. There's obviously it was a little bit different. You had your sort of like proper old school hip hop guys there as well, like sort of like grey-haired fucking old geezers still getting down.
Was there geezers getting their fucking linos out doing fucking breakdancing and all that shit?
I fucking wish.
Yeah.
I wish, man.
That was a real like in the fucking middle of fucking Hammersmith, like just like just roll them out, just do a couple of fucking pop and locks here, mate. Fuck it.
We need more of that. Getting the old.
Yeah. Do you remember when fucking Pete Unite used to do it?
Yeah.
In the break, there was like a little breakdown or something in one of their tunes, and he just used to jump into the crowd and start fucking breakdancing on the fucking floor in front of it. Everyone was just like, what the fuck's this cunt
Fucking
doing?
punk as fuck, man.
Yeah, man.
Shit.
It's wicked.
What else has been going on then? I think we had This Is Hardcore. You seen some of the clips from This Is Hardcore?
Oh yeah, over in Philadelphia, man. That looks fucking pretty good, man. There's like, well, it happened. When did it happen?
Last
3 days
weekend.
ago, like
At the
last
weekend,
weekend.
yeah.
I don't know when this is going to come out, so it could be a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
By the time this podcast comes out. But I saw some clips of Wisdom in Chain.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it looks
man.
fucking
Insane, man.
The
Land
stage
of
looked
Kings.
packed.
good.
Yeah, it looked
Stage
sick.
invasion.
There was loads of stage invasions, man. Like loads of the bands.
I
Even
love
the
that.
newer bands, the older bands. I don't want to say older bands of Wisdom in Chains, but like some.
Ooh, shocks.
Nah, I'm not cussing Wisdom in
Shocks.
Chains.
You hear
man.
that,
I'm
Mitch?
not cussing them,
He's calling
man.
you old. Get him
Oh,
on your
shit, I'm
podcast,
in
the
trouble,
Post American
man.
podcast.
They're
Get him.
coming on the 19th. Last Orders are gonna get kicked off the fucking show. Nah, I don't mean old bands. You know what I mean? Like fucking
No, I
bands
get
that
you, I get you.
everyone, the bands that like some young kids will not fucking get it, but everyone fucking gets Wisdom in Chains. Like, but yeah, some of the younger bands that are fucking up and coming in the scene, like Vane's fucking set looked fucking insane, and Marauder, who are coming over in London at the end of the month to play for Ready Fest. A little slide plug in there, get your fucking tickets. I'll fucking kill you if you don't get. I'm joking. So yeah, their set looked really good, and who else did I see that I thought like Jesus Peace Day? Fucking set looks really fucking good.
Energetic.
But obviously, all the clips and that we've seen are all like off of people's phones and stuff like. So once obviously Sonny 856 does his what's it called his,
can't
his
wait to see
videos,
it, man.
then they'll obviously be able to see like real shit. Like so, yeah, support Sonny, support all the newer hardcore bands, the older ones, not Wisdom in Chains, and just support. I didn't cuss them. I didn't cuss them like.
It's,
You know, guns are legal.
I think that come
guns
out.
are legal in America, right?
Well, I'm bulletproof. I'm like Nick Cage. I'm like Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, his
Cage.
cousin. He's
Nick
like his
Cage.
cousin. The non-bulletproof version.
He's more like Dirty Den, though, to be fair. He was bulletproof, wasn't he?
Sticking his middle finger in his mouth in front of the fucking webcam.
Going back to This Is Hardcore, though, one of my favourite all-time bands played, man, District 9. And I
yeah.
I got to
fuck.
watch like someone recorded it. It's quite a good copy from
Yeah.
behind the stage on Facebook, and they killed it, man. But
That's a band that I need to see one
Yeah,
day.
man.
District
It's
9.
true,
Fucking
man.
hell. I've never seen E-Town
someone did
either,
try and
man.
get him in the UK, but it never happened. Who knows?
Oh man, you see when Cesar done his solo, that geezer could play guitar, man. Like,
Yeah, he can play,
oh
man.
man, man,
Yeah.
fuck, lost for words. That's what I can say, man. But yeah, hopefully, District 9 can come back over to Europe. They've never been over to Europe, have they?
No, they haven't.
No, they
nah.
haven't. No, they haven't been over to Europe. That'd be fucking. We've seen Billy Club over here. We've seen Wisdom. They're coming soon. We've seen Scarhead, Madball, AF. Seen so many good bands have been over here, like Crown of Thorns.
They were never a touring band, District 9. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but hopefully, let's see what happens. Let's see what the new year brings, and obviously, I think they bring that new music soon. So maybe not this year. They should be bringing out music this year, next year. Who knows? But
Yeah.
let's see, make it happen.
Yo, if you can hear noise in the background, we apologise. We're at Mill Hill rehearsal rooms again, and like a clown, I booked the room next to the drum rehearsal room. So there's someone playing drums really badly.
EDL
And
marching
out of tune.
bands.
Yeah.
So if you can hear it,
Free
we apologise, man. He is free. What are you talking about?
Tommy's free.
Tommy, you need to go back in the cell.
Tommy's free.
Everyone but us. Straight from the heart of London.
So yeah, as we mentioned earlier on, we've got like our special guest today is Joe Cold Hard True, Joe Majury. He's got a story that he could tell, like let the people know, obviously, who are listening right about now. But 2 years ago, if people don't know, or obviously a lot of people who did know, Joe was involved in a serious accident whilst he was driving. So we're just gonna basically hear his story and go from there and see how he's come. Basically, he's like the Bionic Man, but with like Poundland bits.
Yo, man, yeah. So, Joe, thank you for coming to share your story, man. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me. Like, I don't know. Like when you first asked me, I was like, all right, why would anyone want to know about this sort of thing? But I guess it's got connections to sort of hardcore as well. Like there is a lot of hardcore mentality. I don't want to be like cliche or whatever, but and then bands and stuff like that, like influences and stuff. But yeah, as Lewis said, as some of you may have heard, some of you may have not heard, some of you care, some of you might not. But yeah, basically I was in a car crash like 2 years. It was 2016 January the 13th on a Wednesday. Not that I remember.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, so up to that point, where was you coming back from? Like, was you coming back? Was you on your way home, or was you going somewhere? Do you remember any of that part at all?
Yeah, I was leaving home, going to work. So this was like between 7:30, 7 in the morning on a January morning. So it's like dark and shit. And I don't remember anything prior to the crash kind of until the night before. So night before, and then I've gone to bed, and then I don't remember getting up, getting changed and all that shit, going to work and everything. I just remember then waking up like in hospital with my mum and dad at the bottom of my bed. And then I was like, you know, when you wake, in dreams when you wake up and you're like, is that real? Is this not? Like, you just come out of it, like if you fucking smashed out your head or anything. It was sort of like that. Wow. And then, yeah.
So if you go back, what can you remember of the actual accident? What was it? A country lane road?
Yeah. So
no
yeah.
road lights.
So this was when I was living in Cambridgeshire in a little village called Ramsey, which is literally in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Is there a Ramsey Street there?
I think there may well be.
Neighbours.
No, neighbours.
That's about the only thing if there is. Yeah, so I was living there because I was living on my own and stuff like that, and then I was working in Cambridge, so then I had to drive to and from there every day. And it's about 23 miles or something like that, which don't sound far, but it's like proper country, windy roads.
That's a lot.
Shit.
23 miles on country lanes is
yeah.
An hour?
It's
45?
a good hour minimum, and then you have to get on the A14, which is just the absolute worst road in Britain, if anyone knows. So you're on that. So average commute to work is like hour and a half a day there and back. So it's like a fucking long one as it is, and like it's only Cambridge as well. It's just like the roads are ridiculous around there.
So is it pitch black at this time?
Just about like, because at the time I didn't remember fuck all like for weeks. Then I ended up going to this session, and I was getting flashbacks. So from the flashbacks, from what I can remember, is the road was the same colour as the sky. It's like all that bluey grey, 7 in the morning, like sun's just coming up, the moon's still up, sort of thing, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't actually remember what happened. I've been told I was overtaking some cars like prior to that, and then I went to overtake one on this road, and it's just like one up, one down sort of street. And for whatever reason, I've gone to overtake it, and then there's been there's a car coming on the other side of the road, and I've just not seen it. My car at the time was an MG ZR, which is a Rover 25, which is a bag of shit. And then I hit a Mercedes GL 350, which is like a people carrier, big fucking tank, like.
Oh shit! So there was 3 cars involved.
No, it's just me and the other one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
So it was just straight.
Where'd you get the other car from?
I thought you just.
Yeah. So I was overtaking one.
Gotcha. Sorry.
I'll sort of come out, and as I've come out, this car's been coming on to hit me. That's the official story. That's what I've heard. So it is, unfortunate to say, that is my fault. Not something I'm proud of, obviously, and I don't recall why I would have done it, which is I don't know whether
it's like
that's
a mystery, like to yourself, like why you did.
Yeah. And it's something that's probably never going to get solved, because I remember there's many people in the hospital and everything that have said that your brain is like a hard drive, and if it suffers trauma, it's something that it tries to erase as much as it can, so you don't have to remember that sort of shit.
Oh, wow, man.
It can store what it wants, sort of thing. So something like that, it's not good for yourself to remember something like that. So your mind and your body tries to get rid of it as much as it can, which is why some people then get amnesia or something like that, and then can't remember stuff. And like also because I had a bleed on the brain as well, because in this crash I fucking smashed my body to literally smithereens.
So it was literally head on.
Yeah, head on, driver to driver. So it would have been like because the car's spun round, or my car at least spun round, from what I've seen in the pictures and everything, like in the papers and that, because there's like local papers.
In the paper? Sorry, gone, yeah.
Yeah, you just like if you Google
Cold Hard Truth Space
Yeah, just if you it was just outside a village called Pidley, which is in between Ramsey and Cambridge. If you Google like Pidley car crash 2016, you'll find it in there, and there's a picture of my car.
What was the car like when you looked at it?
Fucked. Absolutely. I've got pictures on my phone and that, because Damo, Cold Hard Truth, bless him, he fucking, like him and his mum and everything, they went to see my car, and then like if there was any possessions in there and stuff that they need to get rid of, that was at like the forensics guys and stuff like that, because they're doing all the crash assessments and all that shit. And then Damo took pictures of the car and everything, like the aftermath, and it's just like, for me,
Totally.
like when I looked at it, I was like, Jesus, like.
Did you have it? Has it got airbags and stuff in it?
It did, but they didn't go off.
Oh,
it is a
And
shit
that
car then.
fuck.
But
That
so you
was-
got the full impact of the steering wheel.
Yeah, so I took the steering wheel on my chin, like the full
Wow.
impact, which is, so I broke my jaw in 3 places, like left, right, where it connects to your bottom jaw and top jaw, and then in the middle as well, like right beneath your bottom lip. So I've got all metal plating in there. The whiplash of that then broke my neck going backwards.
You broke your neck.
Yeah. So I
Fucking
broke my
hell.
neck on the second peg, which is called the hangman's peg or something like that, which is like, you know, when you, like, if you're on the fucking gallows and shit when people are getting hung,
Yeah.
that's the bone that snaps. So then, like, that breaks the neck and stuff like that. So
Fuck.
that's,
Fucking hell.
yeah, obviously that's one away from the first vertebrae, which is then like instant paralyzation. So I'm like inches, even centimeters or whatever, from no movement for the rest of my life, sort of thing.
Fucking hell, man.
I mean, this is all stuff that I like found out as it's going along. So like, yeah, smashed my jaw up, broke my neck, left arm, left sort of top arm. So like, yeah, you listen to it, so you can sort of imagine that left arm, right wrist, couple of ribs, left and right, I think. Left femur in my leg, which is like the longest bone in your body. That almost got internally sort of severed from sort of top to bottom leg, because the bone was that shattered. But
Fucking hell.
Wow, man.
yeah, so I've got all metal plating in various bits.
So you are the
and
bionic
pieces.
man right
Yeah.
now. The $1 million man.
I always get dubious when I go through sort of passport control and stuff since I've been away, but it never goes off, so out of trouble so far. But yeah,
So we could hide drugs in you then.
yeah, go on then. No, it's it's weird, because as you're in hospital, they're explaining you all this, like having to come around and everything like that.
Was you in a coma then?
Yeah, I was in an induced coma.
So
Like-
they put you in they put you in an induced coma to give your brain, is it time to?
Yeah, they do it, I think, because your body's in that much shock, and I was in and out of consciousness. The sort of it since like the paramedics came and everything like that. That's my sort of flashbacks. That's why I can remember the sky and the road, is because I can remember waking up with my face pinned to the steering wheel, like the left side of it. So I was like laying on my left side, and then I was looking down at my right leg, and I just could not move at all. And it's just one of them dreams where it just felt like one of them dreams
Yeah.
when you just like, you can't move, but it's just going to be all right, because you're going to wake up in a bit and it's all going to be fine. And then I could hear like then I must have like passed out again. Then I heard the generator of the cutting machine, like from the fire geezers. And then I'm sure he was asking me questions and stuff like that. Apparently, like, because I got airlifted to Adam Brooks Hospital in Cambridge. Like, big up Adam Brooks forever, because they saved my life.
NHS, man, yeah.
NHS.
You know it.
Fuck this privatisation shit.
If you was in America, you'd have been left with a big fat
I'd be
bill.
fucked.
You'd have to do a GoFundMe, like a lot of our friends in America when they get hurt.
Yeah,
Just a broken leg or whatever. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
Literally
GoFundMe.
just a broken leg or fucking like some major fucking surgery. You got to fucking pay fucking hundreds of thousands and
Yeah,
remortgage your fucking house.
Got to sell your fucking house and all that, ain't you?
it's crazy, isn't it?
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
And for what, like, the emergency services that I used, just on that crash, was like, I used, like, the police would have been there to shut off the roads, and then I've had the ambulance, I've had the fire crew, air ambulance, so I've had everything but the fucking Coast Guard there, and that's all on our national health system. It's just like, you can't fucking get any, like, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
And the service that I got, like, it's the same air crew that one of our, like, Prince William or something like that he funds or he's part of.
Oh, right, no, fair play.
Yeah, like, I don't know if he was there, but I don't know. Yeah, apparently, like, I was conscious, like, in and out consciousness in the helicopter and everything. Like, I was answering my name and date of birth and stuff like that, which is weird because I fucking, like, bit all my tongue to bits as well.
Stupid question, but when you're that badly, like, injured,
Yeah.
did it get to the point where you don't feel the pain no more? Or was you in excruciating pain?
No, I couldn't. From what I can remember, I couldn't feel a thing
You just
at
numb.
the time.
Yeah, I think when your body's in shock, innit, you don't feel anything. I think
It's
that's
the adrenaline, I guess. Just
yeah.
Yeah, there must have been that much adrenaline, like, because that just kicks in straight away. Just to fucking get you out of certain situations, like human instinct, I guess.
Because of that shock to the system, innit? Like,
Yeah, like from what because I barely remember anything like from the actual impact to then, or even that morning, like before that to then, like waking up later, like 3 days later in hospital. Because they put me in a coma because of that, and then because they had to rush me straight into emergency services. I can't remember how many hours of operations or how many operations I had in that first instance. It must have been like all hands on deck. Like,
was there ever a point where your life was in danger?
yeah,
Were
there
you-
was a point from what I've heard. Like, this is when I was awake, but it was when I think when I got rushed in, they wouldn't have known what kind of situation or what the outcome would have been. I think they just tried to do whatever they could at the time, and then assess the situation after that. And it was a bit. I think there must have been a point where it was a bit touch and go, or just like not certain 100% to give the answer to my family and that, like, yes, he is gonna make it out. So
Yeah,
it would have
like-
been touch and go.
Did they like give a sort of percentage or a chance sort of thing?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know whether they did like 50-50 or whatever, but I think it was just
Right.
sort of wait and see sort of thing. It was apparently like that day when I crashed, there was another crash on the A14 in Cambridgeshire, where this car like exploded or something like that on the same day. So like my family then get the call for a car crash in Cambridgeshire
And they
to see
see
this
that.
car that's blown up, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So then they try and come to the hospital, but then they're stuck in all this traffic because of this. So it took them like 6 hours to do like a 1.5 hour journey. Finally
must
get
be-
to me. Oh no, like agony they must have gone through, like confusion.
Jesus.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a daughter and
Whatever.
I can't even begin to think if I got that phone call, I'd be fucked. Do you know what I mean? So it must have been really
Yeah.
hard for your parents, man. Really hard. Stupid question. When you put into a juice coma,
Yeah.
does it feel like you're sleeping? Do you dream,
I didn't.
or you just?
Yeah, no, yeah. I guess some people do. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't personally in that first 3 days, like when I was in the coma and everything like that. And then I don't know how I came out of it either. I guess it just is a point where you just wake up, I guess. But then I couldn't move at all, or they told me not to move as well, because like literally everything in my bone, like my body's all smashed to bits and everything, like legs, arms, neck, the lot. So I just had to lay there for days on end, really.
Could you talk?
No, I couldn't talk because they gave me a tracheotomy.
What's that?
So it's like the old like pen in the neck sort of
Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh fuck.
So you got because I sewed my vocal cords up. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, they did that, and then they put this tracheotomy in, so you're breathing through that because of the lungs and everything. Because I punched my lungs, that's why. Because you can't breathe properly. Because I was on like support for the lungs, having like pipes in you and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's like a ventilator or something, innit?
Yeah, like all these beeping sounds behind me and stuff, all these screens and everything that people's looking at, but I'm not allowed to move, so I can't see anything. So you're just like laid sideways on the bed, sort of thing, in bits, and it's just like you just can't see nothing what's going on, but you can just hear everything.
That must be fucking difficult to go through, waking up and just finding yourself in that situation and then having to like deal with it for days and days on end. Because probably at that point, I'm assuming you didn't even know really what had happened, or you'd got only bits of information about what you'd even been through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, I woke up. Mum and Dad was at the bottom of my bed at the right, and then they was like, cause they could have been in hysterics or whatever, and they just played it cool and was like, basically, you're in hospital, you're in Cambridge, Adam Brooks, you've been in a car crash, this and this, and it's looking like you're going to be all right. So then, instantly in my head, I was just like, fuck it, like, well, if I'm here, let's get better, sort of thing, like, let's get out of here as quick as I can, because I don't want to be here. Instantly, I didn't, like, you just realise, I don't want to be here right now. And they said, like, yeah, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do this, I could lift my right arm, but, like, I broke my right wrist, so then I couldn't really move it a lot. But then they gave me, there was just like, if you want to say anything, we brought this whiteboard and this pen, so then, like, they lodged sort of a pen between my fingers of what I could hold.
And you done a big graffiti piece.
Yeah. Fucking just tagged the whole place up like.
I walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they asked me some questions and stuff like that, and I can't remember what I wrote. But then it was just like, is there anyone you want us to contact for you? And I was just like, yeah, just contact Annie, my girlfriend, and everything. Like, tell her what's going on, because at the time she was living in Belgium, so you'd only heard the news from fucking the messages did the rounds on Facebook, like when I wasn't seen.
Yeah.
That was a weird thing, like, because I was always active on Facebook and stuff at the time. We was trying to sort all the band stuff out, because Cold Hard Truth was just about to drop Truth Getter. We just dropped C426 as a single.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I remember that.
I think that was literally the week before or something like that, 2 weeks before. So there was always messaging between the band and everything, what was going on, and then all of a sudden I just wasn't active for hours. So then Tim just thought someone was up, and then Ranny would have thought someone was up, and then people started messaging each other, like, in the band and stuff, like, well, if you heard from Joe, what's going on and that. And then, yeah, it just sort of spread sort of organically from that, and the rumours and everything. And then, like, because my family didn't want to release, like, talk to anyone what's going on.
Yeah, sure.
Keep it internal, at least for the time being. And then, yeah, they let her know what was going on and stuff like that, and just kept her up to date and everything.
Yeah, I mean, we first heard our friend, shout out to Quor, he basically told a few people what had happened, and we was all like, fuck man, like, we was all shocked.
Big shock, man.
And we was basically kept trying to go for him to find out, is you alright, how's your hand?
Yeah, Craw was fucking, like, I'll never forget that, because we barely known each other, like, we've met each other a few times before, and then we just started Tantrum, so it was kind of like a new relationship or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he used to work in Stansted Airport, and then he got wind of what was going on and just instantly fucking dropped work, got some like quick edibles and like bananas and stuff from my mum and dad, and then just drove to the hospital. Like, no one told him to do that or anything. Like, he doesn't even barely know me, and he's doing this. Like,
he's got a big heart, man.
Yeah, no. And then he wasn't allowed to see me or anything at the time because he wasn't immediate family and stuff. But yeah, he was always there. And he, like, when my girlfriend was coming over from Belgium, because she used to live in Belgium at the time, she was coming over as like, this is when I got out, and this is when I could start talking again, sort of like I got given an iPad to type on and stuff like that, and I ended up getting it connected to the internet. So now I could start talking to everyone again.
So you sounded like
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, honestly, like, they put that voice box back in, and then it was just like.
Oh really?
Everything was like, yeah, it's proper weird, or like Ned from South Park or something.
Say Ned was
It's just like, hello. I mean, yeah, man.
Well, that geezer in fucking Alan Partridge. Get the cow off the boat.
Classic.
Yeah, that's some trippy shit that was. They just like, after 10 days or something, or 12 days, they was just like, there you go, here's your voice back. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, there was just like say that. Something. Yeah, there was just like, hey, you can talk now, say something. And I was just like, what the fuck do you want me to say? Like, I've been laid here all this time. All I've been doing is listening to nurses talk about like shift changes and who's going out with who and dinners and that. And then now I was just like, hello, and then it was just like, hello. I was just like, I got to work on this like, before I start talking to people. But yeah, Craw picked up Rani when she came over, and then they'd never met each other before either, so that would have been just a weird experience for her coming over, and it's just all like mental circumstances. But yeah, no, like a lot of people was involved, so I've got a lot of people I always thank for her.
Everyone but us. Straight from the heart of London.
Was there ever a point, right, when you was sitting in that bed and you thought, I might not walk again, I might not be able to talk again, and they're not telling me? Did you have any of that mental issues going on? Any mental fears?
Yeah, I don't, maybe not in that aspect, like they're not telling me stuff, because it always went in stages. I always believe, like when my mum and dad told me what was going on from the moment I woke up and everything, I was just like, if they say I'm alright, I'm going to be alright, and that's it. Then it was kind of like, after every couple of days, they'll just be like nothing works now, and then after a couple of days, okay, this. You
check your penis, right? You're like, that works. Like, that'd be the first thing I'd check.
That's still there.
Can I get an erection?
Mate, I was gonna say, if your right wrist was far, I'd be fucking. I'd be in trouble, mate.
Weeks looking at it. Yeah, it just sort of went in phases. Like, yeah, every couple of days you get something back, or this works now, or this is coming back and stuff like that. So it was always a bit surreal, really. But I never thought I'm not going to get out of this all right, because in myself I thought I'll just fucking get out of it and just get better. Like, don't get down about like this has happened. Whatever mistakes have been made and stuff, like, and accidents and whatever, let's just fucking get better and get out of here. Like,
well, you knocked out your teeth as well, didn't you? Did you knock out your teeth or something?
Yeah, like I smashed all them up.
So you've got a whole new pearly whites there, man.
Yeah, I got my gnashes in. I got three.
That looks like $3,000. That looks like good $4,000 worth there, mate.
At least it's yeah, the front three are implants, and then I've got a bridge in the bottom as well. Yeah, because they did, like, because my jaw was that fucked, I had to get like facial reconstruction, like to pull my jaw out.
Well, damn.
Because I had like an overhang sort of thing.
Did they put that mask on you and like some shit to it?
I don't know. The amount of operations I had, it was unreal, and some of, like, the amount of drugs and painkillers he's on in hospital and stuff is just like
basically Face Off, like with John Travolta and fucking Nicolas Cage, innit? So,
that film.
I was on the other night.
That film, right? I saw it.
That film.
I saw that film when it come out, right? And I remember getting to about 3/4 of the way through it and thinking, this film's really good. And then it just ended, right? I was young. And then it ended in this fucking ridiculous chase scene, which just lasted forever. And I remember about halfway through the chase scene, I was thinking, it's got to end in a minute, innit? They've got to come to the conclusion of this fucking chase scene any time now. And it just went on for another 20 minutes. I was like, fucking talk about ruining a film.
I thought that film was perfect.
It's John Woo for you, man. It's fucking over the top.
Stupid.
I love that film. It's
so this is some fucking eye-opening fucking shit, man. Like, hearing this is like,
yeah, man. I mean, I've been involved in one car crash I can remember when I was young, and my mate had this is back in the fucking 90s. You remember the XR2s with the pepper pot alloys?
Yeah.
So my mate just got it and he thought he was big bollocks. So we was in our hometown, Beckton. And it has kind of like it's kind of like a ring road, kind of going around it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
the A1020.
Well, no, you know where there's like roundabouts and then it goes round
by Cyprus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
People don't know what we're talking about, but used to get cars racing there all the time. My mate basically got into a race.
It's 1820.
Nothing even remotely compared to what you went through. But he went round a roundabout and he lost it. And then literally, I just remember it, the car swinging left, right. And the next thing I know, we just smashed into a fence because there was bushes either side of the road. So we went through all these bushes and we just smashed into a fence. That was it.
Yeah.
But what I do remember is how fucking quick it happened, man. 1 minute you're just sitting there, 1 minute you're sitting there, next minute you're looking at this fence. So for you, I can't even begin to imagine. That's why
Count your blessings,
no joke,
innit?
man. Yeah.
Just count your blessings and all
Does
that.
happen. Fuck it. I had a crash 4 years ago. I was doing a right turn on this. It's like a wide road. And I was doing a right turn. For some reason, this geezer's come to overtake me. So as I've turned around like that, he's just gone bang into my driver's door.
Oh shit!
Fucking. The one thing I remember about it was the airbags going off, which I was thankful for, obviously, after. But it was fucking loud as fuck when an airbag goes off. It's an explosion, mate. It's so loud. And that scared the fuck out of me more than anything. But obviously the car in my car was a bit scary as well. Anyway, all come to a stop. Like, this car's basically pushed me a few feet down the road. Everyone's all right. The geezer in the other car, I had a second where I was looking out my window and I was just like, I ain't seen anyone move in that car yet. Oh, it shit me up proper until he got out the car and he was all right. Me and the girlfriend that I had at the time both got out. We're like, yeah, we're all right. But fuck me, it happened like that.
Doesn't it?
Just doing a right turn, suddenly, boom, like everything fucking explodes. The one good thing is that I had a Vauxhall Vectra and it was shit, and that wrote it off, and I got paid out for it.
You done it on purpose, didn't you?
I was sitting at the side of the road.
Stories
Once like the adrenaline and all that had like gone, I remember just sitting there at the side of the road waiting for the AA and just being like, I'm gonna get a new car out of this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I never been involved in one car crash. I was like 12, and this was when my mum was still alive as well. But had a day trip to France with the school I was at secondary school at the time, Rokeby in Stratford, and it was a long day. I think the coach had broken down on the way to Dover. We fucking missed our ferry. It was just one of them days where everything fucking went wrong. And then at night time, obviously there was a designated time where we get back to London where you get picked up. So I think it must have been, we should have been back in London by like 6, maybe 7. We never got back to like 11:30. So my mum's at home waiting for us, but my big sister was there at the school, so she was going to take us back. And I think my little sister was with her as well. So got a lift back with one of my friends, and his mum was driving. So obviously shouldn't really have done it, but there was obviously one in the passenger seat and 4 of us in the back. So we're driving down past Plaistow towards Prince Regis Lane, coming up towards Newham Leisure Centre. And some geezers pulled out of one of the side roads. He's on his phone. Like, bear in mind, this is 97. So like phones are like
must
just
like
started.
phone,
So
man.
you could have you saw his phone.
Yeah,
and a big battery pack on his up on it.
just a big phone like with a green fucking light. But he's pulled out in front like, and like we've all seen it, and my mate's mum's seen it as well. Like, so she's just carrying along thinking, he's gonna stop. Like, he just pulled out in front of the road, and then bam. But it's lucky that there was 4 of us in the back seat, like, because literally where we were so squashed in, we're all pegged in, so we didn't really go. We had a little bit whiplash and like knocked our faces on like the headrest in front of us, like, so it wasn't too bad. But what I do remember is, which was funny, when the old bill turned up, guess who they breathalyzed first? My mate's mum.
Wow,
really?
man.
Yeah, mate.
That's some racist shit right there, man.
Yeah, mate. That was something.
To be fair,
the geezer,
I think you have to breathalyse both drivers.
Of course,
didn't you?
but they went to her first. Like,
yeah, which
like,
is strange.
Yeah. But the geezer, he was well apologetic and that. He didn't drive off. He was like, I'm really sorry. But when the old bill turned up, they breathalyzed my mate's mum first. And that was like, but obviously it was late. You want to get home. So eventually we got home in the end. But yeah, her car was all, I can't remember actually what happened to her car and that. But we got home in the end. I just remember my mum being really worried and that. So
wow, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like,
did they do a blood test on you? Because obviously they couldn't breathalyse you, Joe, because your jaw was...
Yeah, no, they would have done numerous. They had like so many blood tests and everything like that, but
Yeah, no,
it's
system.
it's just
Got
the
a hell of a lot of cocaine in this bag.
just a bit of brown and that. But no, it was just like first thing in the morning, so I ain't fucking drinking or anything. No, I gotta go work and that. So
Shit,
You'd be
man.
surprised, mate. All these fucking footballers and that who drive around in the morning all out of their fucking tree,
Out of their
like
nut.
driving in the air, mate.
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
around all fucked up.
mad, innit?
So let's talk about the recovery, man. Like, how long did? So you couldn't walk. You was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So how long was you in hospital before you got released?
So I was in hospital for 2 months. I got
2 months, man. Gee, that's
Yeah.
a
2
lot.
months of hospital food. Damn.
people
man.
spend a lot more time in there. I don't know how the fuck.
You must have got a lot of
do
Lucozade. Lucozade and what's that?
Grapes.
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 Bed bath.
Bananas.
Oh, like
Yeah.
bringing you stuff that you can't eat and that because you can't chew or anything, and you just like looking at all this food at the end of your table, like. Oh,
Was it like
shit.
space food that you had?
Yeah, they do. It looks like, so imagine if like the example of one of them was just like a cottage pie or something like that, or shepherd's pie.
All mushed together.
All mushed together, but then it's like you have carrots and peas and everything, but it's in the shape of carrots, but it's not carrots, as if it's just been through like a gamma ray
grind-
or something. Like it's just absolutely blasted. So you just like because you can't chew, so you just have to like just put it on your tongue and then just mash it up in your mouth and then swallow what you can.
Did it actually taste of anything?
Some of them, like you just put salt on it, like just salt it all up, like
Yeah.
just it's the food ain't the best, but
That's
they
G4S,
do what
innit?
they can.
Yeah.
They do feed you well, like as much as they can as well, like because I lost so much weight in there. Not that I'm like mountain as it is, like, but yeah, I lost like 2.5 stone in hospital as well, like
Fucking hell.
from when I first went in. Cause then you get bloated up because you're all swollen up, and then you go right down
Yeah.
when it's all the wounds are coming out and stuff. So it's all you lose quite a bit of weight. So they try and get you on like I think 3,000 calories a day minimum. Anything
to
else
build
is a
you up,
bonus.
yeah.
So I eat as much as I could. I'd still do, like, but I just don't seem to fucking put it on.
You're lucky, mate. You're lucky.
We'll probably one day, like, Nutty Professor or something, when it all just piles out.
Do you think, even though it's a long time later, do you think your body's still healing in a lot of places, like because you did so much damage?
Yeah, there's some stuff that'll never be repaired. Like my knees and everything, they're both of them are fucked. The right one more, I guess, because that I think the pedal or something went and like smashed my kneecap. Like it hit the gas pedal, like hit my knee, and then it was just like that shattered into like 8 pieces or something like that. So they've done all this like intricate needle and thread work with like wire and everything on the inside of my knee, and just like sewed my kneecap back together.
That's fucking mental.
So you had to go through.
It
They can actually do that.
Yeah.
I know it's really clever. I mean,
Mad.
if that was like, I'm no doctor, but if that was like I was in the 70s or something, maybe you'd be. They couldn't do that.
No,
and you'd
yeah,
be
you probably
walking
wouldn't.
with a permanent limp, or you'd have
You'd
to have
probably-
sticks or some shit.
Yeah, they'd probably have to
Amputation
take your
or
leg
something,
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the guy who did it as well, he's probably like my age or something, or a bit older. Like I got to know him, Hussein.
Big up.
Big up Hussein. Like he did most of my metal work and everything like that, and it's just like how he's fought to do stuff, and then the way he used to come round doing the rounds and everything, and then he's just like, well, yeah, this is what I did here, and then this is this, and then this is this, and it's just like, how did you even think of this in the first place? Like, instead of just replacing the knee, because I was just like, why don't you just give me a new knee or something? Like, because this is just now knackered sort of thing.
Yeah,
and it's just
yeah.
like, this will always be better than a replacement.
Yeah, replacements are not great.
No, so you get, like, keep what you can while you've got it sort of thing. So if he could repair it, he did. I mean, I've got my right hip, like, because my right leg went into my hip and smashed all my hip to bits. So,
You was proper, yeah.
yeah, so I've got a hip replacement in the right, but I don't know, I've never had a problem with it, to be honest.
What was the physiotherapy? So to get back to walking, what was that like?
Yeah, so then, I was in a wheelchair for a couple of months after leaving, and then learned to walk again. So, yeah, physio is just at least trying to get out your chair first and everything, because it's weird that you never think about it, but like if you're in a wheelchair and everything, you never go above a certain height. Like if you lay down in a bed a lot, your head is always low.
Oh, yeah.
When you sit in a wheelchair, your head's low. When you stand up, you then get dizzy because your head hasn't even been like higher than sort of 4 foot or whatever for the past months.
Oh, so he's like, yeah.
So it's like it's a really weird and exhilarating experience at the same time. It proper knackers you out because your legs are because you haven't been using them, they're pretty much nothing. Like all the muscles withered away, and although there's nothing there, it feels so heavy, like as if you're dragging yourself through custard or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it was just like first steps is getting out the chair on the crutches, and then gradually taking your first step, right, left leg, like what is it, left leg, right arm, and etc. And then you just keep doing through that, and then I just kept going back to physio. That was in Huntingdon, so big up Huntingdon physio ward for what they did. I can't remember the guy's name, but I passed him on a hardcore demo of like loads of compilations and stuff like.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, it's dope, man.
Yeah, I mean, part of my recovery was actually, I know I've told Ray this, and I think I might have told Nicky as well, but part of my...
That's a knuckle nick, yeah?
Yeah, like, big up Knuckle Dust forever, because what I went through in hospital and everything like that, my sort of, like, anthem, if you want to call it, the sort of thing that, or the song that I relate back to the whole thing is Burning Fight from Knuckle Dust.
Cool, man, yeah.
I mean, that's always been my favourite song of yours anyway.
Oh, cool.
And then like the lyrics in that, I could fit it to my situation. And then while I was in there, you brought out a new album.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. What's the name?
Bloodflies
Alibis. It was, yeah. And then no, it's the one after.
Songs of Sacrifice.
Songs of
I can't remember
Sacrifice.
my own shit, man. Yeah.
With the lyrics, with the scars remind me of who the man I am.
Oh yeah.
When because you dropped
Life Struggle,
you dropped that video while I was in hospital. So then I was waiting for the release of that, and I watched it like as soon as it dropped and everything. And then it's just like instantly that bit of song had like connections with what I was going through and stuff, and it was just like that's sort of why I said it was like the hardcore. There's bits of hardcore in this because the hardcore has helped me get through all this, and then like metal and stuff. While I was in hospital, trying to like they kept like the physios in hospital while I could barely move was saying just try and do this, just try and move your arm a bit, move your legs a bit every now and again as much as you can. So then I used to sit there and then just like do the drum beats to Knuckle Dust albums and Surge of Fury, just because it's a simpler beat to get started with. And then later on I was listening to Nile and Dying Fetus and that, so it was just like the beats were building up.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, so it was yeah, and then I had my bass in hospital as well, just to even, like look at as like inspiration as to get the fuck out of that place, and get back to doing what I was doing before. So yeah,
I could just imagine the fucking Rocky 3 Rocky's Rocky 3 or Rocky 4?
5.
The montage is Rocky 4, isn't it?
The montage.
No, Rocky 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky 4's the one with a good soundtrack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the one where he's in?
When he
in the
goes
shed.
when he goes to the fucking log cabin and that, like.
He's in a log cabin.
Yeah.
What was the chorus on that?
I don't know. No, that was the
that's
instrumental,
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah.
yeah.
But that's got like Living in America, and fucking I Had a Tiger.
Yeah.
Classics on that one.
I love that
It's a
soundtrack.
well
man.
good soundtrack.
But man, yeah, with Joe, your story is incredible, man. I wanna. What festival was it?
Shedfest.
Shedfest, man. There was Cold Hard Truth for Plan.
Yeah.
You'd obviously been in the hospital for, that was about what? How long after the crash?
That was, I can't remember what month that was in, but I missed one show basically while I was going through all this. Was Springfest, which was in Milton Keynes, I think.
Okay, yeah.
That was when Craw stepped in on bass to cover me on that one.
Yeah.
And then I was saying that's the only fucking show I'm going to miss because I didn't want to miss any more. And I was planning I was already like planning shows while I was in hospital and stuff. But yeah, Shedfest was the first one that I came back, and then I was in a wheelchair for that.
Wow, yeah. So let's talk about that, because there was we heard that you was gonna make your first appearance after your accident with Cold Hard Truth, and you was in a wheelchair, and you was gonna play on stage you weren't in a wheelchair on stage. You was in a chair. Was you in a normal chair?
No, I was in my wheelchair.
You was in your wheelchair.
Yeah, because my legs were that. I had to have like these leg supports on my wheelchair because I couldn't bend my knees and stuff like that. So I had to have my legs at certain positions. So yeah, they had I just had to get like people just to hoist me on stage.
Fuck. And your mum and dad was there?
Yeah, my mum and dad came. Like,
to a
fair play
hardcore
to
show?
them, yeah. My little brother was there, like winging people around in the pit and everything. Yeah, it was surreal. One being just sat down at a gig, like it's just weird not being able to move as much and stuff like that. Like I'm one for headbanging and stuff, but I couldn't really move my neck as much at the time.
Do you know what I have to say, man? Like that's like really a brave thing to do, because I think if that was me, I would most probably just still be in bed. I'd get the box set out, Game of Thrones, and I'd most probably wait until I'm walking again before I'd want to come out. But for you to do that, I think that's fucking incredible, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, shows a lot of bravery, man. Shows your character, man. So respect to you.
I agree.
Cheers.
So if people are like going through some shit, and if you go, oh, my life's fucking not going anywhere and whatnot,
But that's it.
Things happen just like that, isn't it? Like, so.
Yeah, some of the people I saw in hospital and everything like that, they're just like, oh, like moaning and stuff. And I get other people are going through different shit than I was, but it's just when you're in situations like that, it's just like you just got to do what you can do for you, and whatever that is, like even just like allowing yourself to have the control to the bed, like to move up and down and stuff, like because people who used to call the nurse just to move the bed a little bit and stuff. It's just like, mate, you can do that yourself.
Yeah.
And they want everything done for them, whereas if you try and keep your independence as much as possible, you're going to lose yourself in your own mind.
It's true.
And then that's when shit starts to go really wrong. Because when you get passed from ward to ward and stuff like that, you get put in this ward, then you're getting a bit better, so you get in this ward, and it's just like everyone I went into, it's just like if someone was already in there, I'd be like, right, I'm going to beat you out of this ward. So I'd get as better as quick as I could.
Respect, man.
Apparently I've got some record that like my recovery time to the amount of bones I broke or something is one of the quickest, if not the quickest Adam Brooks has ever seen or something.
Wow, man.
That's what I heard on a grapevine.
That super serum, man.
Yeah.
What if you woke up and you was like Robocop?
Yeah.
Well, give him a hand, boys.
I remember even at one point, it must have been like, I remember when Tim and Scale came, they were like I think the first visitors outside the family that came. And then it was just like, yeah, well, I've got like all this metal in me and everything. It's just like, yeah, I could just fucking start Muay Thai and everything. Like,
you couldn't, man. Start fucking people
but
up.
it's like, now it's just like, yeah, with my movement, it's just no chance, to be honest. But yeah, it's weird. I can feel it still in my body and everything, but it's nowhere near what it's got. Like a hell of a lot better than it was.
Wow. Well,
Imagine you woke up and Bill Cosby was in the end of your fucking ward, like.
You couldn't move. That's not even a joke.
Fuck, imagine
That's
that.
Jimmy
funny.
Savile.
I don't even want to laugh.
Oh.
I don't. And you know what? I don't want to laugh at that because he actually did
Well,
go to
Paul-
hospitals
Yeah, he
and do
did
that.
Yeah, I
that
know.
stuff, didn't he, man?
Fucking mad.
Savile did that. Bill Cosby never
Yeah.
did that, did he?
No, Savile done that.
Savile
yeah.
did that.
I ran into Savile one day. Literally. Like,
Really?
do you know them?
This took a
This
turn.
is a
This
fucking
interview.
weird one. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, you know them like the Red Bull used to. I don't know if they still do. Like they used to call it the soapbox derbies when people used to.
They still do it.
They still do it.
Yeah.
It was in Leeds, I'm sure it was, and me, Dad, and some. This was like fucking years ago. I was kids and everything. We just went up and saw this thing, and then me and my mate went to the hot dog stand or something, getting some food, and then this guy just was stood there, and he wouldn't move out of the way, and was like moving down the line in this hot dog stand, and this guy just wouldn't move, so I was just fucking barged him out of the way. And then got my food and everything, and then my mate was just like, "Do you know who that was?" I was just like, "No." He's like, "Jimmy Savile," and I was just like,
Oh,
"Oh,
right.
right."
I was about that then.
Yeah.
Now then.
And then all that, I was just like, "Fucking hell, that's mad. That is."
Fucking hell, man. Oh,
Hey.
Jimmy.
At least someone had a bit of a fucking go at Savile then, even though you didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
Barge, yeah, good thing you didn't know who fucking was
Innit?
him. Like, get pally pay with that fucking dirty bastard.
One of my fucking hot dog.
Anyway, man. No. So my final question from me, anyway. When you go through something like that, has it changed your life? Like in a way, I mean, has it changed the way you think? Has it made you say, right, all the things I want to do in terms of traveling or being in a band, or you know, when you say, "Oh, I'll do something, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'll do it next year." Has it made you change? Like, are you more like, you never know what's around the corner? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sort of like, yeah, you never know what's going to happen, sort of thing. Take each day as it comes. I'm not. I may have been at some point. I don't know whether it was just all the morphine and stuff I was on at the time, but I think, a bit euphoric in things like in ideas of, oh, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to get out and do this. When at the end of the day, I really just wanted to get out and just live life as I did and just get back to life as
which
normal.
is cool, man. Yeah.
But then after I got out, like me and my girlfriend have moved to London ever since because I just didn't want to stick around that area afterwards, really. And yeah, we started life over. Like she moved over here, and we're in Croydon now, sunny old Croydon.
Oh, Croydon,
Yeah.
man.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry about that, mate.
Someone should have told him about Croydon before we went there. Like.
So I've moved from one shithole to another, but
To another.
yeah, no, it's all good.
So where are you now in terms of recovery? Is there still bits you have to do? I know Steve already kind of answered this question.
Yeah, they do a yearly checkup on your hip. That's just a general thing that the NHS do when you've had a hip replacement because they just check for arthritis and stuff. But I know I can always go. But I still keep my appointments at Cambridge because I know they know me, and I know you can go wherever the fuck I want. But I always like going there just for peace of mind sort of thing because I know that they're good at what they do. And then I think I just got to go check on the teeth once a year, like check the implants.
We can make sure that the pearly whites are good.
Yeah, just
most important thing.
The routine stuff, really. But yeah,
I have to ask, why did you get black and yellow teeth installed?
The Bumblebee
6'9".
I could have gone for a full gold set or anything, but yeah, no, I just thought I'd keep it clean.
Did you? Have you got any magic tricks you want to show us or anything like that?
No, unfortunately. I've knocked that one on the head. Walking on the Thames every now and again, but yeah, when you said that, I was like, the first image I googled, and he's like this fuck as he is now sort of thing. I was like, shit.
Yeah, he looks ill, ain't it? Like,
He's talking about, just those that don't know, he's talking about Dynamo.
Apparently, I look like Dynamo.
Apparently, Joe looks like Dynamo. I don't think he got a goatee. I don't see the.
I don't know. There's similarities.
Look at it. I'm not cussing Dynamo because he's actually fucking talented dude, and he's
Dynamo's wicked.
Brings
man.
a lot of fucking joy to people with his magic tricks and shit. But yeah, he's fucking fell off hard and got through some serious illness in it. Like so.
Yeah, someone was saying celiacs or something like that. I don't fucking know. I'll have to Google
the finish is, man, he's just put on loads of weight, like, didn't he get jaundice or something as well? Like, he just got
I haven't actually seen pictures of him recently at all. I have to have a look.
Should try and do some magic tricks to get that get himself back in shape or something. Like.
Yeah.
I don't think it works for that. It's just NHS. That'll fucking sort him out. They're magic.
Anyway, man, any final words, Mal? Any final words?
Yeah, end of the month and beginning of September, we've got Ready Fest. We've got Higher Power headlining on the Friday, which is the 31st. Life Betrays Us and many other bands are playing that day. And of course, on the Saturday, Marauder, New York hardcore fucking legendary bands. They'll be playing. CDC recently announced, and Abuse of Power, Iceberg, and many, many more bands. Make sure you get your tickets in advance. ctickets.com and also Dice FM. We want to see as many people there. Respect.
And if you like Marauder, you're probably a big fan of the Master Killer album.
Yeah, mate.
And they're playing the whole thing in full.
What's your favorite Marauder song on the album?
Oh, fucking hell. Joe, what? I'm shit with song titles. The fuck's it called?
Looking down the barrel of a gun.
Yeah. I like that. Life is Pain.
Yeah, Life is Pain.
Yeah, it's hard.
Fucking love that.
My one is that it's the lyrics are fucking the lyrics are so good. It's just all about like politics and fucking the corruption of the world and shit. Like, is it monetary gain? Take by force.
Something like
that tune's hard, man.
Yeah.
And the last tune, Caught in the Crossfire, that tune's fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
I saw clips of them at This Is
I love
Hardcore.
that whole
and that
album,
was insane as well. Them at This Is Hardcore.
Yeah,
the Master Killer.
I saw that actually.
Hard,
yeah.
Man.
Remember the last time they played fucking they played Birthdays the last time, and that fucking pit went a bit fucking crazy. People started picking up fucking crates and just running across the fucking like.
You know what? I hate that dumb shit.
Fucking
it does my head in.
The fucking the barrels, the beer barrels, picking up beer barrels, and running across.
I'm sorry, people that do that shit is dumb.
Well, we've got NHS, so someone gets fucked up, but
just
get
needed,
yourself sorted out.
Wayne was showing his age.
I'm saying, mate, I think that shit's dumb, man. You can just dance. You ain't got to pick up a fucking barrel.
There is slam dance in the pit, like, go mental.
Anyway,
why
man.
Why you got to do those kicking?
Before we waffle on anymore, I want to thank Joe, man, thanks so much for coming
man.
and sharing your story, man.
Thanks
That
for
was,
having me.
Yo.
Appreciate it.
$6 billion man, Ted diabetes, sick man.
Yeah.
Respect, Joe.
It's fair to say you're quite lucky, really.
Oh yeah.
I look at you, and you just look normal. You don't walk with a limp or anything, or you don't.
Got a tad of a limp, but yeah, no.
I haven't noticed it. Yeah, I mean, it's quite remarkable now when you tell me how bad the accident was. So, respect to you, man. Like, thanks for sharing your story, man. You got anything you want to say to your family and your anyone that supported you?
Thank you for everyone who did everything they could at
That's
the
all right,
time.
man. I done it because I care.
Waymer especially.
I was literally going to say no, I'm not saying that.
I couldn't keep him out of the hospital. No, just you know who you are, and I've said it a million times. And big up the NHS and everything they do, and everyone who works for them.
Yeah, man.
Sweet, man. You gonna talk? That's it, then, innit?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, man.
We'll be back. We'll be back
Silence.
soon.
Someone needs to do the outro.
What's the outro? Oh,
Everyone
Come on,
but
Blackie Chan,
us.
get it right.
everyone but us.
You're listening to the Everyone But Us podcast, straight from the heart of London.